Oh, man.
We fucked up, everybody. Welcome to the Lava Slug Podcast.
Yeah, I didn't have anything today.
That intro, I started the background, the TV with the sound on, but I'd already pressed record. We're not going back.
Yeah, I was stumbling out of the gates.
Hey, yep. Yeah. Well, welcome to the Lava Slug Podcast, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back with your hosts, Michael Cade and Kale Shireman.
One and only.
One and only. How you doing, Kale?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. We got it's been solid work done yesterday on both vehicles. Fucking
yeah, we're building a fucking gypsy shack.
Yeah,
and I'm doing flooring.
Yeah, you were doing your flooring when I got in here, so that was cool to see.
I'm all sweaty and shit.
But yeah, man, today we just spent consolidating my house. Made a couple runs to Goodwill to donate some stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. New adventure coming forward. A couple days away from that reality setting in.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, man, how are you today?
Doing good, man. Just been getting work done. Same shit. Like my hair's all fucking messy. Sorry, everybody at home. But fuck you guys. I do work. But what are we gonna talk about today? Probably what's in the news.
Oh, so
all the
shit
war
going on with Russia.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin and the war. I guess that guy.
Yeah.
What was his name that ended up getting? He stopped his assault.
Yagensky.
Something. He stopped.
Parikov or something like that.
I guess he gave up, and then now he's taking refuge or whatever. But I heard.
I expected that to be a lot more.
Yeah, a bigger thing.
Yeah, because I did some research into that guy, and he's not a schlump, man. Like, he's not somebody that's just going to roll the fuck over. His whole goddamn crew's full of mercenaries.
Yeah.
Like, they're not children. They're fucking grown men.
And they just stopped.
And the thing is, the Ukrainians, the reports from Ukraine are that once those guys left, it became so much fucking easier for the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Because that 25,000 person army that they had was full of grown-ass assassins, mercenaries, grown men that have been doing this for a long time.
And just taking them.
But the rest of them in their army, they're all young. They're very young. A lot of the Soviet-era dudes are dead, and, you know what I mean? They don't have an older generation to really fight these wars.
Maybe. I wonder what the plan is. Why are they in Ukraine right now anyway?
So there's actually a conspiracy. I believe it's the
Byzantine Codex.
Yes. So
that's like a document.
Yeah. So basically, I think, to my knowledge, it was when he was with the KGB.
Oh, okay. So the story goes, Vladimir Putin, when he was a youngster in the KGB.
Right.
There is a concept. The Byzantine Codex is just a story that depicts the new Rome. So like a new coming of Rome. Like America is in power now, but we're collapsing.
Right.
So the new Caesar would rule the new Rome.
New world, essentially.
Yeah. So this codex is pretty much a handbook of how that takes place, and it's been hidden in the catacombs of the Vatican or whatever.
Yeah. So actually, speaking of that, and
from what I remember.
Yeah, it's the Vatican. I actually pulled it up because I knew we were going to talk a little bit about Rome.
Conspiracy theories and shit. Yeah, I want to talk about some.
But the Vatican Apostolic Archives. Basically, underneath the Vatican, there's a giant library that, I'm not exaggerating, is the size of the entirety of Rome.
of the Vatican, right?
Well, almost all of Rome. It's like the size of Washington, D.C. Like, that's how big this library is underground.
It's underground, yeah.
It's massive.
And only a select few get to see it. Like, the original Bible is there and all sorts of shit.
They have so many religious texts and stuff. There are books from the burning of Alexandria. I mean, it's immense, the amount of knowledge that's underneath the Vatican. And, like, you have to have... I mean, there are certain districts of that library that you're not even allowed into.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd have to have a gun to the head to go down there and look, and if you turn to the wrong page, they're pulling you the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly.
It is so ridiculously strict.
The Catholic Church is crazy.
But if they were to get that codex, his idea is that he could.
The thing is, he's probably already glimpsed it.
True.
Because I guess the KGB was all about that shit.
Well, I mean,
but
it's
it
like
would
the
be
Nazis back in the day. Like Hitler was obsessed with the occult and the Egyptians and aliens and the Bible as well. Like he thought the Ark of the Covenant could swing the war. You know what I mean?
So, but the benefit would be it'd be Russia getting to Rome somehow, like building a bridge to taking over that way, instead of all this oil bullshit and power and trying to rebuild the old Soviet Union. He's getting to the point where he's in Rome, right? And then the Pope, with the new Rome, Catholicism would be the number one religion again, right? I think right now it's like Muslim, Islamic.
Just because of the sheer
it's
numbers.
Like sheer numbers.
Yeah, I mean there are more people of Islam than there are of Christianity or Catholicism.
The Catholic Church wants power, obviously, so they want to be on top again, like they were back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Right. So this would be a new Rome. Would be their second coming. Right. They would be in power again, and then Vlad would be the man, apparently. But that's just a conspiracy theory, from what I remember.
It's crazy though, man, to think that.
I'll look it up real quick.
To think that something like that could exist. You know what I mean? Like,
there's all sorts of conspiracy theories.
Oh,
probably aliens and shit involved.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, I'm not convinced that the Pope's not a fucking alien.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got. I'm not convinced that
The Byzantine Codex.
I'm not convinced that Catholic priests aren't all aliens. The amount of times they want to probe little boys.
Little boys, yeah.
Let's just keep it 100 here.
Yeah.
Like Catholic priests, highest rate of diddling kids.
The highest rate.
They're out there graping left and right. So
the graping. Okay.
real.
So the Byzantine Codex Conspiracy. The conspiracy goes, in the depths of the Vatican Library, there exists an ancient document known as the Byzantine Codex, shrouded in secrecy. It dates back to the fall of the Byzantine Empire in 1453.
Mm-hmm.
It purportedly holds the ritual for the resurrection of the Roman Empire. So it's a ritual, like a demonic ritual.
Oh, God.
Which makes it even more juicy. Ritual for the resurrection of the Roman Empire, with its leader dubbed the Neo-Caesar. So the Neo-Caesar would be like, kind of like Nazi shit right there, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's fucking creepy.
It just reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they got it from there.
But that's like I said earlier. Like I think that, like we were talking a little bit about Indiana Jones, and I'm pretty sure that the Ark of the Covenant story is pretty based in fact. Because like I said, Hitler was a fanatic for that shit, and he genuinely thought that he could get these artifacts and stuff, and that they were going to swing the war, and he would just be an unstoppable force for God.
He was kind of unstoppable before he got on all that shit. Because Hitler was on speed or something, just grinding that pistol on his dick at the Olympics. Like, hey, grinding it.
Seen it, guys? It's fucking hilarious.
Dude, Hitler was speed on fucking speed.
Like the 1936 World Olympics. He's at them, and
he's up in the stands.
He's got a pistol. Just speeding his nuts off, just grinding a gun into his dick, watching these guys sprint around the track.
What a fucking
a fucking animal.
You would have to be insane.
Worthless sack of dog shit.
Absolute sack of dog shit, but he was on speed.
He was rolling, dude.
Hard.
Dragon blood.
You know, he got that best shit. You got that best Hitler shit. Okay, so as the tale goes, Pope Francis was studying early Christian texts. So Pope Francis is involved in this from the get-go. Studying early Christian texts, stumbled upon this codex. Intrigued by the potential for unity it suggested, he had it stored in a vault, only accessible to a select few with the holy sects. So I guess he took it out. Apparently, Pope Francis hid it, took it out of the catacombs or whatever, the Vatican Library.
Mm-hmm.
But then around the same time, Vladimir Putin was a KGB spy receiving cryptic information from an anonymous source in the Vatican about the discovery of the document. So when it was discovered, I guess it was lost in there, and then they found it, like, because you said it was as big as Rome itself.
It's huge, man.
So it wouldn't be without saying. It would make
sense that they wouldn't know every single document that's down there. You know, the last time they did an audit on that basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The discovery of the document could change the course of world politics. Putin, aware of Russia's historical connection with the Byzantine Empire and sensing an opportunity, initiated a covert operation to get his hands on the Codex. In the clandestine meeting, Pope Francis was approached by a covert Russian envoy with an officer. Putin's support for a united Christian front under the papacy in exchange for the Byzantine Codex. This proposition left the Pope in a quandary, and reunification of Christendom was an appealing prospect. Meanwhile, Putin was planning to use the Codex to reinstate the Third Rome concept. Okay, so a Third Rome concept.
But I mean, it makes sense because, like, if you, for those of you who don't know, the Byzantine area was essentially Rome extending east towards China. So Russia, Ukraine, Croatia, Romania, all of that area, Kyrgyzstan, Turkey, all that shit. So basically, it makes sense that he would want to...
Well, maybe once he got his hands on it, finally, he got into a position of power.
Yeah.
Then he ended up... Like, because these people get put into places. Yeah. There's all sorts of fucking conspiracies.
Yeah. And
so he now has that codex, and now that's what he's doing. Because it doesn't make sense that he would keep up with the war in Ukraine because he's clearly losing, according to our news.
Maybe he already
has it, and this is the plan.
That's why he got to his position of power. Maybe he got it as a KGB operative.
Well, what if I'm saying, what if right now this stuff that's going on right now is actually part of that?
The fight over it,
because none of it makes sense.
Yeah, these guys are all that it's finally come to a head where somebody's found it. Maybe Zelensky found the Codex, and he's gonna.
Or maybe Vlad found it. That's why he's in Ukraine right now. Because it doesn't make sense that they're still trying to occupy Ukraine.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to push forward because he's like, hey, I'm the Neo-Caesar now. I'm going to fucking take all of Europe and start a new Rome.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think, but I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I mean, this conspiracy theory, I imagine it's pretty well known. So,
definitely.
So it's out there, so I doubt it would be real, but I bet it could be.
There have been a lot of conspiracy
like
theories
aliens
that have come true. So, I mean, I want to say this. I grew up my whole life being a conspiracy theorist, and I'm now almost 32. I'll be 32 in August. You realize I've watched several conspiracies come to life.
True. Yeah,
be factual. So don't fucking sit here and talk shit to me and tell me that I'm fucking crazy when I come out with these conspiracies, because after time after time after time, they've come true.
UFOs.
We went to Iraq and Iran because weapons of mass destruction.
Oil.
It was oil. We killed millions of people in those countries for oil.
Yep.
George Bush was an oil tycoon. His whole fucking family ran oil industries.
And that was a conspiracy theory.
That was a conspiracy theory.
The people in power will mark you as a conspiracy theorist.
Yes. 9/11.
Yeah.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. It doesn't have to.
It just
has to weaken them.
Yep.
It doesn't have to melt all the way through.
Can't support the weight of the building anymore.
And then, I was in 5th grade when it happened. I'm old enough now to watch the fucking videos and see that there are controlled demolitions at the bottom.
I was watching that shit when I was in 10th grade.
Yeah.
That shit was scary.
Every single one of us in 2001 had that put on the TV when we were in school. We watched it live. We were too young to understand, but now as adults...
There's no tail wing in the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Remember the footage?
Pentagon?
It was just a bomb.
It was a bomb. And you're telling me that a fucking plane of that size dropped down and didn't clip a single telephone pole, street sign, nothing on the way in, didn't blow over cars. You found the fucking IDs and the passports, but you didn't find anything else?
Nobody was working in that sector of the Pentagon?
And it just so happens that we'd scrambled all of our fucking fighter jets to fucking Alaska the day before, so none of them were anywhere near. Oh my God! Like
3.9 trillion fucking dollars just ended up disappearing, and both the accounting wings ended up disappearing.
Yeah, there's a whole list of fucking times that conspiracy theories have proven true. So don't sit here and tell us that this shit isn't plausible. You guys are kooks. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Sure, it might not come true, but there's enough that has.
I don't know if I believe that they actually wanted the buildings to collapse.
See, I think they just wanted them damaged.
They wanted those floors damaged, and then
They
I
wanted
think
a
maybe.
disaster, but I don't think
Yeah.
they wanted 3,000 people. I think it went worse than they expected.
Oh, way worse.
Yeah. So I,
I
mean,
don't think
yes,
that they
I
blew
don't-
them up on purpose, but they wanted
Yeah.
damage in the areas where the accounting firms were.
I don't think that they wanted 3,000 people to die,
Yeah,
obviously.
because when they stopped and George Bush was like, where they're like, hey, the buildings got hit and they're falling, and he's like, stops reading. He's like, he has no idea what to do because they weren't supposed to fall.
Yeah.
Is my
But that's
thing.
the thing. Those buildings are built to do that. They're
They were-
built to
they were built-
collapse.
Well, they were also built to withstand
Yeah.
those exact planes.
And dude, the guy that owns those buildings took out a fucking terrorist
Yep.
insurance claim like 6 months prior.
Yep.
Because he knew.
Hmm. And he doubled it.
And then
So
you
he
look
got
at the-
double the
Yeah.
insurance money because it
Double
was
the
2
payout.
buildings.
And on top of that, you look at the stocks. You look
Mhm.
at the people that were trading months before that, days before that.
Yep.
You look at where shit was going, man. Like it. Same thing with the pandemic. If you go back now and you look at 6 months before the pandemic hit,
Yeah.
I guarantee you're going to see a bunch of day trading from congressmen, senators, governors, left and right. And they were buying a shit ton of medical. They were buying a shit ton of Amazon. They
Mhm.
were buying a shit ton of fucking coin.
Tesla, whatever,
Yeah,
went up.
man.
They were buying, and it ended up, dude. I think
How's
Well-
that not insider trading?
it is,
Like,
but you're not allowed to say that.
you've got the
Peasant.
knowledge before everyone else. Why are politicians not forced to divest or put everything in a blind trust?
Because they're the ones making the laws, and they're never going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's personal conflict. There's a conflict of interest.
They fucking so watching trading now. Walmart, you showed me that where they're all selling.
Yeah.
They're all selling 300
All three of the
million
members, they all
worth
sold
of stock.
exactly the same amount of stock.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was like $4 billion worth of stock.
Yeah, they dropped
They
it.
dropped.
You know what
all
I
at
think that
once.
is?
What's that?
There's more countries switching over to the yuan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what's happening. Maybe they're trading over in China now.
What's scary, man? Like,
Mhm.
if that's one
Watch
thing
what rich
that
people
the
are doing.
American public is not ready for. Like, you guys don't understand what's coming if the U.S. dollar is no longer the number one traded currency.
Everything from China is going to
Get
quadruple in
ready,
price.
man. Your whole fucking life is going to cease to exist.
Mhm.
Once the yuan takes over, give it 6 months. I'm betting right now within 6 months
Yeah.
the yuan is going to be the number one traded because they're getting ready to do it in Saudi.
Yep.
The fucking oil trade.
All the
They're
oil
getting ready
trade,
to trade all
Russia,
oil.
China,
Brexit. Or not Brexit,
well,
but
China,
the fucking
BRICS.
BRICS. Yeah,
Yep.
the BRICS Act.
and they're going back to the gold standard.
Brazil, Russia, India, China.
So a Chinese yuan will be worth its number in gold, the value in gold.
Yeah.
You'd be able to trade a Chinese currency for gold, but not a U.S. dollar. So
And
it'll be worth
Dude,
more.
we're going to turn
Just
into a third
imagine.
world country.
Yeah,
In 2 years' time, we're
Yeah.
going to be Chile.
And I think that's why these politicians are just running the bank,
Yeah.
just getting as much money as they can,
Well, dude, look at
transferring
the-
it over while we're still in power.
Yeah, look at the banks that are crashing right now. JP Morgan is going out and buying fucking everything. I don't know
Yeah.
if you people have been paying attention, but JP Morgan has bought like 16 banks, I feel like,
Yeah.
in the last month.
It's fucking gone. It's
It's
over.
insane. And they just paid out $290 million to the Epstein
Yeah.
issue. Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't see that shit either.
They were the ones that paid out Epstein's fucking the people that sued Epstein,
Yeah.
all the families, all the children, they're the ones that foot the bill. So what the fuck does that tell you about Chase Bank?
Yep.
Fuck them. JP Morgan's a bunch of crooks. They used to sling coke for the CIA back in the 80s. You can look it up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they were running it through their fucking ships.
All the powerful people are cashing in their chips right
JP
now.
Morgan, also the guy that owned the Titanic. What did he do? Because the people that were on there wanted to decentralize the banks.
Oh, sank that motherfucker.
Sank the motherfucker with everyone on there that could challenge him. Everyone on there was somebody higher up that had something to do with it. And JP Morgan had a ticket on that ship. He got off.
Damn.
Took out an insurance policy like 2 months before it sank.
That's where it's at. Insurance
Insurance fraud, dude. You guys want to get rich quick? Go do insurance fraud. I'm not
Don't
gonna
do
it.
that. Don't do that.
I'm not gonna do it.
Lava Slug is not liable for any of
Yeah,
anything.
if you guys
else.
go out and do that,
It's
it's
not
on
us.
me.
No.
We didn't do it.
We
You
are
did.
not financial advisors,
That's
but
not, I'm not advising you on anything.
on any of this shit, we are two idiots.
I'm just telling you, you want to break some laws and make some money.
Do it right. Fucking yeah. If you want to be like a rich person,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But they're cashing in their checks right now. We're fucking done.
Yeah, dude.
So what's the play?
So
So we need to get our hands on the
Easiest-
Byzantine Codex
even
and
easier.
become
Even easier
the
than
new
that.
Caesar, the Neo Caesar.
I would 100% be about that. You know, I'm a dictator in the making.
Oh, absolutely. You're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, I'm a full-on dictator if I became president.
Definitely a
which
dick.
You guys should vote for me when I run.
Don't worry, you won't have a choice.
Yeah, you won't. It'll be a military coup.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, we go to the Greenbrier Hotel, we take it over,
That bunker underneath.
and we wait it the fuck out. There's a congressional bunker underneath the Greenbrier Hotel.
That's going to be abandoned because now they moved to the Denver airport.
Yeah. Like, the thing that blew me away about that, for those of you that don't know, back in the, I don't remember when it was, I want to say the 70s or 80s, there was actually, or no, it was even earlier than that. I want to say it was the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
There was a presidential congressional bunker built underneath the Greenbrier Hotel. I want to say it's in North Carolina, up the mountains, maybe Asheville area. This hotel was massive. It was the size of, underneath it, the bunker itself was like the size of 3 football fields. But it could hold all of Congress and their families in the event of a nuclear holocaust or anything like that. I'm saying we go up there and just snag that fucker. Because the thing is, for 35 years after it was built, and even when it was being built, the
Mhm.
staff of the hotel had no idea. That's what's crazy. It was there for 35 years before someone outside of the people that built it
Knew it.
knew
They
it was
stumbled
there.
upon it.
Yeah, they walked down a corridor one day, opened a door they weren't supposed to, and it took them down a bunch of tunnels. They ended up in this massive compound.
I would have never told anybody about that shit.
Oh, dude, I would never have come
I would have
back.
kept my mouth shut.
I'd have gone down there and just raged out for fucking ever. Because there's so many, there's so much food down there. You got to think, they have rations for over 300 people.
Damn. Canned food and shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, how many people are in Congress? 300, 400 people? Then you got to think their families.
Yeah.
So multiply that by 4.
just stay down there and just fucking
1,200
quit your
people.
job. Just hang
Yeah.
down in your bunker.
They probably got a bowling alley, movie theater.
Yeah, you just live down there and you go to work. You just
You're the only
Clock
one
in.
down there just working by yourself.
oh, you come into work from the corridor
Oh,
and then you
yeah,
go
yeah.
back home.
I like that.
Yeah, you don't have to drive.
Hey, man. Not a bad idea.
Free food, free electricity.
But yeah, another conspiracy theory. The Denver airport. Rumor has it that when the Greenbrier was found, they decided they were going to build a new airport in Denver. Underneath that was another congressional bunker.
A huge fucking. There's photos of the construction. There's
Mhm.
weird, large.
Do you know who Phil
underground-
Schneider is?
I
There
don't
were a
know.
bunch of videos circulating of him back in the early 2000s. He's on YouTube. You guys can look this up for yourself. But he said that he built Area 51. And he helped build a bunch of underground military bases for the U.S. military across the world. He
Damn.
said there are currently 206... well, when these videos came out, there were like 260-something underground military bases that the U.S. controlled. Out of all those, there were like 17
Mhm.
high-speed electromagnetic railways underneath the ground to connect all of them.
Yeah.
Well, within the states. But they didn't... They hovered. They used magnets.
Yeah, maglevs.
Yeah. So they'd shoot through these fucking tunnels
Mhm.
at unrealistic speeds. But he said that and once again, Dan Schneider, it's on YouTube. Go look it up. This guy, he has all the evidence, all the facts. He said that when he was helping build one of these compounds, that they had basically hit a false bottom in this cavern.
Hmm.
So they fell through.
Yeah.
Him and a group of, I think it was like 17 Green Berets, a couple Marines. I mean, they were like, I want to say it was like 20-something people.
Hmm.
They all took an elevator lift down into this chasm where they hit this false bottom. They went through the false bottom. They went down there and they experienced gray people while they were down there.
Damn.
Supposedly all the men died except for one and Dan Schneider. And Dan Schneider was hit with a plasma ray, to his words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
I know who you're
missing-
talking about now.
He's missing fingers. They were burnt off. He has a giant blast across his chest where he shows you in the videos.
How you get blasted across the chest with a plasma ray and not die?
I guess it was like a glancing blow from what he said. But he talks about how Roswell and shit like this is why we have the, what is that triangular shaped stealth fighter that we have?
B-2 bomber?
B-2 bomber. The tech on the reflective bottom on it that gives it the invisibility is from their ships. The X-ray technology that we have is from Roswell, New Mexico. There's actually, if you've looked at advanced weapons, I think that's what it's called. It's a TV show. They talk about like weaponry that the military has.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, the military is 30 years ahead of us when it comes to technology. Any technological advance that you see in general public is 30 years behind the military.
Yeah, because DARPA's already on that shit.
Yeah, they're doing.
They've been cloud
they've
seeding
been
for
doing
30
shit
years.
For years ahead of you. But there is it's a crowd dispersement tactic. They have this giant satellite disc on the back of a Humvee, and it uses microwaves to cook people
Oh, yeah.
from a distance.
They also have a sound one that'll
Yeah.
pop your brain
They
from the
use
inside.
that in the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Well, they used it in Cuba.
that too.
I guess the Russians used it
I
in
like
Cuba
Hulk.
to blast spies
Yeah, but
with sound
it's-
waves. It makes them go insane.
All of that stuff, the heat one specifically,
Mhm.
was derived from that ship as well.
Yes.
There's a lot of technology that we've gotten from it, but he talks about how when he came out about all of this and made these videos, that someone came to his house and tried to assassinate him.
Mhm.
He killed the guy, dragged him to a police station, turned himself in, and they couldn't identify the motherfucker. He didn't show up in Interpol. He didn't show up in the FBI database, CIA, local, nothing. This guy
Gone.
was a Blackwater agent. Didn't show up anywhere. Somebody hired
And got his
this
ass
man.
killed.
Dan Schneider killed him in his living room. But guess what? 2 months after these videos got posted where he talks about that,
Mm-hmm.
he was dead.
Yep.
Strung up by a piano wire in his living room. How make it make sense? You know, it's
I don't know.
It's like the Clintons. You know, there's a whole dossier on the Clintons and how every single person that gets dirt on them
We're about to get fucking
ends
killed
up
if you keep
dead.
talking.
come after me. I'm telling you.
Nah, I want to stay alive.
You leave Mike alone. But you
Yeah,
guys,
just give me
you guys
money
can
to
come after
stay
me.
quiet.
Go for it. I got plenty of rednecks and plenty of pigs. You guys want to go there?
One of my
you
fr-
ain't redneck enough.
One of my friends used to work for is either General Dynamics or Raytheon, and he would go around. He's quality control, so he went around and looked at all their facilities. And you know that there is an expiration date on nuclear weapons.
I know there's a
So-
shelf life on, or what is it?
After 20 years, they have to detonate the bombs.
What's it called with like chemicals like that? They have a
Shelf
something-
life,
Is it shelf life?
something like that, where they go where they're not useful
Where they
anymore.
go.
They could
they
blow
could
at any
go,
time.
Yeah.
So after about 20 years, they have to blow up these nuclear bombs, and they do it underground. So he was telling me about these large facilities underground out in the middle of nowhere, like Kansas, Nevada.
So
and
there's
stuff.
no aquifers or anything.
There's nothing around it.
like
It's just a
it's-
deep cavern, and they detonate the spent nuclear bombs before they just go off. And I guess like about 2 years ago, they were doing that. He said he had mentioned something about it, and then I started seeing like a couple days later, people hearing unexplained booms from the sky. I'm like, nope, that's from the ground. They're blowing up the nukes because they're all fucking. Yeah, there's a
Well,
shelf life on them.
That explains some of the earthquakes that we've had. You know what I mean? Like,
Some of 'em.
It could be.
Well, this was like a year ago. They do them all at around the same time, so they get built in batches, and so then they have like a week
Right,
to
right.
detonate.
yeah, because
these one after
plutonium,
another.
uranium. I mean, whatever it may be that is uranium the only source that you can make a nuclear bomb, or is plutonium also?
Plutonium, lithium.
You can use lithium.
Yeah, that's how they make hydrogen bombs.
Oh,
Hydrogen
it's
bomb.
lithium.
Yeah,
I
hydrogen.
thought it was uranium.
Well, yeah, there's uranium and plutonium.
Oh, okay.
That's the fissile material. So you're using a nuclear bomb. Hydrogen bomb, its detonator is a nuclear bomb.
Okay.
So the nuclear bomb, the heat from the fission will create fusion. A hydrogen bomb fuses atoms together.
Okay.
A nuclear bomb splits atoms apart.
Right. And
It's easier for us to split atoms apart. So we had developed the nuke first. And then after that, then we put lithium-6 in a vial. And what happens is you surround it with a nuclear bomb. And when that nuke goes off, it makes lithium combined to lithium-6. And that creates the Bikini Atoll. That's what happened there.
Okay.
Is when they detonated that, they used it was like lithium-6 and lithium-7. There's an amount that they needed to use. They used too much lithium-7, I think, and it created a blast 50 times larger than they were expecting.
Well, have you seen that Russian nuke that they
The
had?
SARS bomb, they just strapped 50 hydrogen bombs together. He wanted
that thing.
He wanted 100.
Dude, that thing would level all of New York.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It would wipe it off the face of the planet. And it's fucking terrifying. If you look at the
It knocked
mushroom
off a
cloud on that
chunk of Russia, yeah.
thing, yeah. Like, yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, what was it? God, I can't think of his name. I keep saying Putin, but it was Stalin.
Stalin
Wanted 100
Yeah.
strapped together, and that was only 50.
It's fucking insane.
But it's not the plutonium and the lithium that goes bad in it. It's not the actual elements that go bad. It's the firing device.
Oh, I got you. It wears
After
out.
like metal and shit will
Rusts
start
out and
rusting and
shit,
shit, so they have to do something with that. So
otherwise, it becomes unsafe and unstable.
and then they'd rather blow them up while they still can than them they just randomly going off
Yeah.
inside of an airplane.
Well, it's like that explosion in that what was it, Pakistan a few years ago or Turkey or something, where that it was they had a bunch of shit stored by that port. You remember what I'm talking about? It was all over the news and like it leveled a whole fucking city.
Yeah, Beirut.
Yeah, I think it may have been
Belarus, and it looked like a small nuclear bomb going off. It was right by the coast.
Yeah, it was right by a port.
There was a bunch of
Beirut. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, man, fucking insane.
Fucking insane. But anyway, we're at our 30 minutes home, boy.
Yeah, it's been real. It's been fun.
It's
It
been
ain't
real.
Fun. Keep it real and keep it out your ass.
Keep it real. Look for yourself.
Yeah, look up the Codex.
The Codex. Check it out.
Byzantine Codex.
Yeah.
Look up some other
you haven't heard of
conspiracies.
it.
Comment your favorite conspiracy and we'll fucking touch on it.
Yeah, it's
We'll
fun
talk
looking
about
up
it.
conspiracy theories. Fuck
I
it.
love talking about them,
Yeah,
dude,
it's
because
interesting.
people constantly tell me I'm an idiot. I believe this shit because it's constantly come true.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right. Keep it
Until
out your
next
ass.
time, don't let the Clintons get you.
Don't let them get you. They're goblins. Lick my shoulder, lick my ball.